attempt to give you a 2-minute warning. Our warning is we're terrible at giving 2-minute warnings, so whenever you guys are ready.
All right.
Can we use the?
Yeah, you can use a clicker.
Okay.
Other folks have, so I think it works. Yep.
Okay. All right, so I'll just tell you guys when you click. All right, welcome to your refurbishing recommendations by IA Oakland.
Let's begin by outlining your current financial situation. Between you both, you currently take home $94,000 yearly. This is putting you squarely in the middle class range. This comes out to $7,833 monthly. Looking at a breakdown of your monthly spending based on the information you provided in our own estimates, we've determined that you're losing about $1,000 every month. But this is no cause for panic. With our help, you'll be back on track in no time. Now that you've identified your situation, the next step in responsible financial planning is determining your long-term goals. Based on the information you provided us, we've outlined your top 3 priorities, and they are as follows: stop living paycheck to paycheck, save for your family's future, and retire comfortably to travel. The plan that we came up with focuses on these goals and ensures that you can achieve them. The first step in this plan is by making some small changes to your monthly budget to free up some cash. We've identified some areas, highlighted in yellow, where we believe there's room for improvement. First, we notice that you're spending almost $1,500 a month on food alone. To bring this down, we suggest cutting the number of nights you eat out each week. We know that making food at home is difficult, especially with 2 toddlers, which is why we recommend subscribing to a meal service program like Every Plate Meal Prep. Affordable programs like this help you plan out meals in a short amount of time and can cut down your monthly food expenses by $800. We also recommend canceling your streaming service subscriptions, as most of them are already covered by the phone plan you pay for, working out at home and doing lawn care yourselves. Making just these small changes would reduce your monthly spending by almost $1,000.
Now let's talk about your mortgage. Based on your statistics and to lower your costs as much as possible, we recommend that you sell your home. This will get you an extra $83,865 in profit. We recommend that you buy a new home worth $200,000 and use $400,000 of the profit for a 20% down payment. With a credit score of 725, this will mean that your monthly payments will be cut down by $254, down to only $1,133. We also recommend that this new home to be near your parents. This way you can have your daycare expenses down to $640 a month. With the remaining $43,865, we recommend that you save this into an emergency fund so you can cover your expenses for about half a year in case of any unnecessary issues.
Fantastic. Regarding transportation, we have some suggestions regarding your 3 vehicles. For one, Jeannie, your car is currently on a lease. That means that the more mileage and damage you incur by the end of that leasing period, the more you'll have to pay. To reduce that, we suggest that Cameron should be the primary driver for the family, and Jeannie, you should save your car for mostly driving to and from work. Secondly, when your lease does expire in 3 months, you should look for a more fuel-efficient car to bring down your monthly gas payments. In regards to Cameron, you currently own a Can-Am. We suggest that you rent this out using the car sharing website Turo, which just started a partnership with Can-Am this year. Using this, you'd be able to earn an income of about $10,516 a year, which comes out to about $876 extra monthly income. To maximize your earnings, we suggest that you limit your hunting trips to once a month. In terms of auto insurance, you both pay less than the average for 30-year-olds, which is roughly $128 per month. There are still things you can do to reduce this. For one, you can insure all your vehicles and your house with the same company. You can also take defensive driving courses and install anti-theft devices. Most online courses in Michigan cost $30 to $40 a month, and higher quality anti-theft devices cost $50 to $60 for wheel, pedal, and tire locks. Before taking these measures, you should check with your insurance provider to make sure that the benefit is worth the cost. Moving on to other forms of insurance, you both have a high deductible health plan with a $3,000 family deductible through Cameron's employer. This is a type of plan that is recommended for the healthy and young, as you only pay $400 a month when typical family coverage is $1,041 per month. It does leave you a lot more vulnerable to serious health, injuries, or sicknesses. To cover you more, I suggest that you set up a health savings account. You'd be able to save for health expenses, which wouldn't be taxed. They would be tax deductible in the account. There's no starting fee for starting the account, and you can put $4,000 a year in there to start. When you're older, you should switch to a safer plan and take out any remaining funds before the age of 65. These funds will not be taxed. Lastly, life insurance. We suggest that you both get life insurance. Your company may offer this, but before settling on that, you should shop around for other companies, as the younger and healthier you are, the more likely to find cheaper rates elsewhere. In terms of what life insurance you should get, term life insurance is a lot cheaper than permanent. You could get a 20-year plan, enough time for your youngest son Ben to graduate and have a year to find a job. This would cost $20 to $36 a month for Cameron, $16 to $30 a month for Jeannie. Both are $400,000 plans. No life insurance for the kids should be taken, as they don't have an income, and anyway, your emergency funds should be enough to cover any unwanted occurrences.
Now let's talk about vacations. Currently, you guys take a few solid vacations each year. However, this does cut into your monthly income. Therefore, we recommend you combine all your vacations into just one. By doing so, we recommend that you save $382 a month, or $4,580 a year, which is the average vacation cost for a family of four, like yourselves. This way, you can achieve your goal of one solid family vacation every year, and the parents will still be able to enjoy the perks of their old vacations.
Now that we've addressed some of your short-term expenses, let's tackle your debt. Eliminating debt is the most important step in establishing a solid financial foundation for your future. Using the avalanche approach to debt reduction, we suggest paying off the balance with the highest APR, in your case, Jeannie's TJX card. Because it has the highest interest, we recommend using some of your tax refund to pay off this account. Once the TJX card is paid off, we suggest that you apply for a joint credit card account and transfer the remaining balances on your Venture X card and Marriott Bonvoy cards to the new account. Based on your family's needs and interests, we recommend applying to Capital One's Venture One card. This card offers a 0% APR for the first 15 months, and we recommend paying off your remaining balance during this period, including the 3% transfer fee, to ensure that you can go forward with your financial lives debt-free. This would bring your total financial credit card cost to $570 a month and $660. Although this is a higher cost, we believe that it would ultimately ensure that you have a more firm financial future.
Now let's talk about your retirement options. Just for an FYI, these numbers are based on assumptions that wages, inflation rate, and stock market growth will average as they have done for the past 100 years. Now, to retire at 55 and to live a fulfilling life to 92 years old, this equates to $22,560 a year, which is about $1,563 from you guys before matching from your employer. To retire at 60, this is about $13,000 a year, and is $765 from you before matching from your employer. And finally, to retire at 65, which is what we recommend you guys to do, this is $7,332 a year, which is $204 from Cameron and $135 from Jamie to maximize the matching from your employer.
Great. Now let's talk about your children's college savings. I know you wanted to save around $28,000 for Ben and $26,000 for Sloan. And to achieve this, you need a monthly payment for Ben of around $137 and $144 for Sloan. However, if you're taking into account only the average in-state community college tuition, you'd only need to save around $49 for Ben and $56 for Sloan. However, we do realize that increased funds means more flexibility and safety. Next is self-investments. You guys are both still pretty young, and education, as can be seen in this graph, is a surefire way of increasing your annual income. Now, some job opportunities that you may or may not want to pursue are as follows. However, we do realize that going to college could be quite costly, which is why we could suggest night school or industry certifications. Next slide, let's go through a market overview. As can be seen and reflected in these two figures of the S&P 500 and the BITO, which is a cryptocurrency tracking ETF, the effects of the Fed raising interest rates of the Russian-Ukraine war and the speculation of a possible recession are drastically affecting the price of your Bitcoin, which is why we recommend selling it and putting funds into more safe investments. As can be seen in this chart, short-term corporate bonds have a history of providing safe and steady returns during times such as these, which is why we recommend a 40-30-30 of mutual funds, ETFs, and short-term corporate bonds. ETFs and mutual funds also are considered relatively safe and less volatile assets.
Now, let's review what we've discussed and make.
Carry on.
Let's review what we've discussed. Every payment we've suggested totals your final balance to $114, which you can use on whatever you so choose, whether that be toys or added Uber costs, whatever you think is whatever unexpected expenses make up in that month, getting rid of that negative deficit. To wrap up, we have cut expenses. We have suggested cutting your expenses, buying a new home, making changes to insurance, and focusing on debt reduction and investing based on your own goals. To achieve your ultimate goals of not living paycheck to paycheck, saving for your family's future, and ensuring a healthy and fulfilling retirement at the age of 65. Thank you.
Okay. So this question I've asked the other groups, what information should we have given you that you didn't have that would have made this easy? Like, what other information could we have given you that would have helped you?
I think one information that would help definitely in the mortgage and property tax payments is the location of the house and location of the parents live. That'll make like calculating the monthly mortgage rates much easier. And it can also give some leeway about where the value of the house is currently, so we can have a more solid estimate of what your home value would be based on where you live.
Another thing that we mentioned, we talked a lot about like college and self-improvement, but we didn't know what the degrees of Jeannie and Cameron were. Only that Cameron's still at college debt. If we want to like give more specific recommendations to the kind of certificate programs you can get, it would have been really helpful to know what kind of degrees they had.
I like your strategy of using a zero interest credit card for 15 months so you can use those payments to, it's clever. Good work.
That was a good idea. Let's see, you guys were. So, if I sell the Bitcoin, you're saying, because you had to talk really, really fast then. So what am I doing when I sell the Bitcoin?
So we recommended placing it into a safer portfolio, and we recommended asking to be seen in this. These are total returns by index during times such as these, since these are periods of U.S. Federal Reserve rate hikes, which usually correlate with times of recession and more economic hardship. You can see that short-term corporate bonds offer more stable returns, along with ETFs and mutual funds just being generally considered more safe investments. So we put it into essentially a safer portfolio, which will allow for steadier returns.
And then, how much money did you guys think I should have in my emergency fund?
43,865, which was that was 40,000 for a down payment, less than the 83,865, which was the estimate from your $250,000 estimate of your home value minus your $166,135 balance left of your mortgage.
Yeah. Keep in mind, you guys also have a high deductible health plan, as we talked about. So I said the emergency payment would really be helpful in case any of you get injured, because you have to pay for that out of your pocket. And though the savings account will eventually bring you up to a safe amount to do that, right now you don't have that, so the emergency account is necessary, in my opinion.
Okay, so what if I decide I don't really want to sell my house? How would you change things? What would be your recommendation if I decided as your client that I don't want to sell my house? What would your next recommendation be then?
We would probably recommend that you would cut your expenses a little bit more in order to save up from a different way to save that emergency fund. But it would also just be, it also causes an extra $254 in your home insurance, and it raises your childcare prices. So we would recommend maybe reducing the flamboyancy of your vacations, or maybe reducing Ubers or toys or gifts in other ways.
And then just because I'm curious, how did you find out that I can rent out my Can-Am?
Right, so I talked about a little bit about the ride-sharing website Turo. I found it because I was looking at Can-Ams on the web, and Turo just started a partnership with Can-Am, which makes it a lot easier to not only rent out the car, which you'd be able to do normally, but rent out specifically the car that Cameron has. I found the annual income that you would get by looking at the different standards for renting out only one car and a car of the value similar to Cameron's. So yeah, I think it's a really interesting program that just opened up, and seeing that Cameron's car is really new, he could get a lot of benefit out of it.
Great.
Good, okay.
All right, thank you guys, thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice
Thank you.
afternoon.
Thank you.